I hadn't touched the garage door in 8 months. His rules lingered like ghosts, unspoken, rigid. Never go in there, Anna. That's my space. He said it with a smile, but the weight behind it had always felt heavier than it should. After the funeral, I locked it. Walked past it every day like it was just another wall in the house. I told myself I wasn't ready, but the truth was, I was afraid of what I'd find. It wasn't until I decided to sell the house that I pressed my palm against the cold metal handle. My pulse climbed. I lifted the door and froze. It wasn't the smell that hit me first, it was the silence. The kind of silence that feels like it's holding its breath. Then my eyes adjusted. Boxes, stacks of them, some labeled, some not, and in the center, a single wooden desk. On it, my wedding photo, face down. When I first met Mark, he was magnetic. Sharp suit, sharper smile. He made me laugh the way people do when they already know the punchline. He told me he loved how I saw through people. I told him I loved how he never made me doubt. We built our life brick by brick. Mortgage, trips, late-night takeout. Or so I thought. It started small. A locked phone, a new cologne he never wore for me, calls he took in the garage. I told myself I was paranoid. Then one night, he came in late, shirt untucked, smelling faintly of perfume that wasn't mine. He kissed my forehead, and in that moment, I knew. I didn't confront him, not yet. I learned patience the way surgeons learn precision, slowly, painfully, with steady hands. I waited. I memorized his schedule, the nights he stayed late at work, the weekends he visited his brother. I started keeping a record, a neat little file on my laptop labeled taxes. Inside it, screenshots, bank statements, receipts from hotel bars. The more I found, the less my heart broke. It hardened. 2 months before he died, I went to a lawyer, quietly. We drew up a plan, a divorce on my terms. Not out of spite, but strategy. I'd walk away with the house, the savings, and just enough leverage to make him choke. Then fate intervened. A heart attack, they said. In his car outside a client's office. 42 years old. No warning. People whispered condolences. I whispered nothing. Back in the garage, my hands shook. Not from grief, but from something darker. I opened the first box. Letters. Hundreds of them. All from her. Not one woman, several. Different handwriting, different perfume clinging to the paper. Some dated years before we were even married. The next box held receipts, gifts, jewelry, hotel stays. My name never appeared on any of them. The third box stopped me cold. It was a black binder. Inside, photographs. Dozens of them. Of me. Some from years ago, laughing in a cafe, walking alone at night. Others were recent. I hadn't known they were taken. I sat on the concrete floor, binder open in my lap, feeling the ground tilt beneath me. He'd been watching me. Not with love, but with ownership. The next day, I called his lawyer, told him I wanted to handle the estate sale myself, that I'd be going through everything. I also called the woman I knew was his favorite, the one whose name showed up the most in my taxes file. I told her we should meet. When she walked into the cafe, she looked nervous. Younger than me, but not by much. I slid the binder across the table. Her hands trembled as she flipped through it. I didn't smile. "Why are you showing me this?" she whispered. "Because," I said, "he lied to you too, and now you're going to help me." Together, we traced the money trail, offshore accounts, hidden assets, investments in names I didn't recognize. Piece by piece, I built my case. Not for court, for closure. When the time came, I invited all of them, the women. I told them I wanted to honor him with a gathering. They came, dressed in black, thinking they'd share tears. Instead, I poured wine, stood by the fireplace, and told them the truth. every detail, every betrayal. I passed around the letters, the receipts, the photos. Some cried, some cursed. One stormed out. I stayed calm. By the time I was done, none of them looked at him the same. The man they'd loved was gone, replaced by the predator I'd uncovered. I sold the garage contents to an auction house, except the binder. That I burned. The money from the sale, I split it between the women. A gesture, not forgiveness, but freedom. The house sold next. I packed my things in silence, leaving no trace of him behind. People still ask why I never cried, why I never had a breakdown. They don't understand. Grief is for what you lose. What I lost was a lie. And when a lie dies, you don't bury it, you burn it. I shut the garage door one final time, listening to it slam down like a gavel. Case closed. That was the day I stopped being his widow and became my own witness.